Testing 1, 2, 3. Pillow fix.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
Oh, are we in focus?
I think so.
Maybe I should put the fly swatter down. Alright, so it's been a while since we made a video, and a big part of that is because our plans over the past 3 months have kind of changed. So our plans did change because 3 months ago we did bring the baby home from the hospital. So directly from the hospital into our care, and so that kind of changed the dynamic of how things were going. I just think like Ezra and I had started a garden and we kind of forgot about the seedlings because we started them from seeds that we collected last year, a bunch of tomato plants. We kind of have just forgot about watering them because we had a baby, and so those seedlings didn't work out so well, but we were able to get other plants growing, so we got some things growing.
So the goal for baby is for baby to go back with the parents. Yeah, that's been the goal from the start, and that's still our goal now, where we just love the parents to death. We know that they are great parents, so that's the goal here. We are on the adoption process. With that though, because we brought baby into our home, the adoption process had to be paused for us, which was really sad because we still really want to adopt. But with the foster care system, they told us that the adoption process had to be stopped at this time, so...
And just placed on hold, and it would have been the same thing like if we had had our own child, or if any large changes in our home life would have happened. They just want those things to be settled so that moving forward on the adoption process, that it's clear and that our home life is kind of settled. So it's been exciting for us though. We were able to bring baby home, like we said, directly from the hospital. We had a few concerns, more so because Haven's always been our baby. She's 4 now, but she's always been the baby of the family.
Makes it known.
Yeah, everybody knows that she's the baby, and she gets a little spoiled, and she gets a little jealous of her older siblings. Like if we're hugging or cuddling Ezra, even, she'll come and squeeze her way in and make sure that we don't forget about her. So we were kind of a bit apprehensive about how she would take, I guess, the role of being a big sister. But it has been great. She just loves being a big sister, and everybody's kind of adapted a little bit differently, but it's been great all around. Everybody has just showed so much love to this baby. So she's adapted. There's been some changes that we've seen in all of our children, and all of them mostly for the good. It's been a positive opportunity for us to be able to love this child, and to be able to just see how willing our children are as well to welcome another child into our home. It's just really been like a fantastic opportunity for both Destiny and I to see the love that they have
for baby.
Yeah.
One of the things that really kind of were our number one stressors about bringing a baby into our home, which is kind of silly, I feel like people might even laugh at this, but it was bottle feeding. We have never bottle fed any of our kids, so bringing a baby into our home who needed formula was really hard for us. So
we weren't used to washing bottles, sterilizing bottles, heating up formula. So it had a lot of, I think now we're pretty comfortable with it.
Yes.
But there was at first, to the point, there was, before we were properly set up, I think, it was just kind of the learning process of how do we do this, what do we do.
So as a photographer, one of my clients, she told me this a long time ago, so I was in the middle of the night, and I was trying to feed baby, and I was going downstairs because we live in a 2-story home, and I was like, I'm going to be fully awake every night. It's going to be really hard for me to go back to sleep. And so all of a sudden in the middle of the night, I remembered one of my clients tell me that she put a mini fridge in her bedroom with a bottle warmer, and I was like, yes, I need to do that. And we had a mini fridge that we were not using at the moment, so we quickly got that, and the next night we just had everything set up in our bedroom to just...
Yeah, and it worked out really well. So
baby goes to see parents 3 times a week, which is really good. Visits are great. At first we were doing the drop-off and pickup, which was a little challenging because the visits were like 3 hours or like 2.5. So we would drop baby off. It was really a struggle to like get something done during the time baby was with parents, so that was a challenge at first. Thankfully now we have a worker that's able to bring baby home, so it helps a lot for us.
Yeah, and it's, for us it's not like we were prepared necessarily to be foster parents. So if we were proper foster parents, like recognized by the province, then we would have had training and different resources available to us. But because it's not the case, this is actually kind of slightly different. Even though it's essentially like we're fostering baby, it's actually like an alternate care situation where on PEI there's actually a program called the Grandparent and Alternate Care Program. And so that's what we're part of, and it's actually something that we've been familiar with over the past couple of years, because this isn't the first time we've done something like this. Surprising to me, but...
Yeah, so a few years ago, we brought an 8-year-old into our home for like 3 or 4 months. And during that time, it was really hard because he had medication, he needed eyeglasses, he needed clothes. It was just the change of a season, so we had no summer clothes. Just everything and anything that he needed. We had to go out and buy a bed, and there was tons of stuff that we needed to go buy for this little guy, and there was nothing available for us at that time.
Because he wasn't, like, our goal at that time was to help keep him out of the system.
Yeah.
And because of that, we didn't have access to the resources as if he had been placed in care.
With that, we were just, it was heartbreaking to us to know that he could have had these services, I guess, available to him if he was in the foster system. But it was the goal of his mom, and we had that goal too, because we knew him, that we didn't want him in the system. And so we were able to take him. So we kind of took on all those expenses on ourselves, and it was fine. It was fine.
It worked out well, but we did have, like, as we were talking about it, we knew that there was lots of other, grandparents or other people that would have taken those same steps to keep a child that they know out of the system.
Yeah,
and they
might
not have those resources.
So we seen that there was a problem, and so I called our MLA, and we wrote him a letter too. And then one time, and I called and couldn't get through to him. And then one time I was able to get through to him, and we had a great conversation. So we were really impressed when we found out 6 months later that the grandparent and alternate caregiver program was coming to Prince Edward Island. We're really thrilled. This is a wonderful program that helps alternate caregivers of a parent's choosing. So if a parent can't care for their child, then they can choose someone who can be. And so with that, the social worker comes into your home and just makes sure that you're a good fit for this child. Thankfully, ours went really quick.
A lot of the things that they required, we were just able to sign like a release form so that they could take the information they already had from our adoption process and transfer it over.
So that was such a major blessing. Yeah. We didn't have to do that, so we just scheduled a time with baby social worker to come in, and we sign papers, and then, yeah.
Yeah, so there is like, we were told as well that there's some changes that'll probably be coming to the program soon, so it's probably best to just refer to the information that's available on the website, although one of our suggestions as well is that there be more information, because it is just kind of vague at the moment as to how the program works and what the details are. But it's been great to be able to know that some of those supports are available,
Yes.
especially when it comes to caring for baby.
We'll drop that link in the bottom here so that you guys can go and check that out if that's something that you just want to know more about. So
there's just, I guess, a few more things that we wanted to mention about baby coming into our home. The first is that we've both been really surprised at how easy it's been to love baby. That it's been something that's come like naturally. We mentioned it before about the kids and how they've just kind of, taken baby in and shown so much love. And it's really been the same for all of us, especially Destiny and I, to be able to just kind of fall into the routines of caring for baby, waking up at first, quite often through the night for feedings and changings. And I guess when you have a baby of your own, there's kind of like a 9-month lead up where you can kind of like prepare, physically, mentally, emotionally for the things that are going to happen. For mom, there's, lots of hormones and things that help her kind of just push through difficult situations with a newborn baby. But we just really found that it's been, as we've talked about, it's been really easy to just fall in love with baby. And to be able to know, too, that that's what baby needs right now. That, even though our goal is for baby to be reunited with parents, and that's what we're moving towards, everybody's pushing for that, and this is just kind of our opportunity to help care for baby and help things get situated.
It's just all about loving baby.
Yeah.
That's what we're here to show baby, and for baby to learn to trust. And so we're just excited to be able to have an environment where baby can learn and grow. And it's been pretty magical time. I feel it's amazing to watch our children love a child that they weren't expecting. I think it was definitely, there was no lack of bonding for sure, and it came pretty naturally. I think that's a pretty amazing thing when our human race can love unconditionally. And
and then we know as well, like with that on the flip side, in a foster situation, there's kind of like, there's preparation for the fact that the child will eventually leave, and that can be difficult at times depending on the situation.
And we get asked, or we get told this all the time by everybody. Everybody always tells us, it's going to be so hard to let baby go.
Yeah, but
we know.
Yeah, but I think we feel that, that's where we need to be, right?
Yeah.
And I remember like reading some blog posts and listening to a podcast that said like, if it's hard for you at the end to give up the foster child, then you're doing it right.
Yeah.
Right? Because a foster child needs that love, needs to feel safe, and needs to feel loved, and needs to know that somebody cares. And so if you fall in love with the child, you're probably doing it right.
Yes.
Even though it's going to be hard at the end, that's a sacrifice that we're willing to make sure that baby feels loved and that is cared for at this time. So
yeah, we're hoping to do more videos as we go on, but I think for us too, it was like a 2-day notice that you're going to take baby into your home, and baby's admitted out of the hospital now. So it was like 2 days for us to get ready for a newborn was a little tricky, and just trying to get everything back to where it was has been a little bit of a challenge, but we feel like we're there now.
Yeah, things will settle too now that the older kids are going back to school. There'll be a little more going on too with our homeschooling with our 2 younger ones, but we just kind of feel like the summer was good. It passed super quickly, and it wasn't exactly what we had planned, but we feel we made the most of it. So yeah, we just wanted to give you this update, and
so stay tuned, follow us, subscribe to learn more about our story, and hopefully you'll hear more about our adoption process and just us fostering and homeschooling and trying to, you know, grow our family and just to give them the best life that we could possibly give them. So thanks so much for watching.
Thanks, bye. And it wasn't recording, was it?